Hey, this is Glenn with Modern Explorer, and thanks for joining us today. Today, I've got another interview from Phenomecon 2023, this time with Russel Acord. We had a few minutes between sessions, so I had a short interview time with him, but it was a good time talking about why he got into Bigfoot. Well, I'll let you hear the interview. But if you have any questions for him or any of the other speakers at next year's Phenomecon, be sure to reach out to me, glenn.norberg@modernexplorer.me. I'd love to ask your questions and get them answered for you and see where it goes. So thank you again for watching. Take a listen to this and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.
20, 30 yards away was this thing peeking over this pine bush.
It was a large, hairy animal. Dark brown, black hair.
All of a sudden, this creature let out I want to call it a blood-curdling, growling, howling scream.
That's when I realized it wasn't my friend that had snuck up on me.
Dude, all the branches that are broken off are red.
That's crazy. There's no medulla.
So I'm here with Russel Acord.
Okay, how's it going?
At Phenomecon 2023.
I know. It's been
How many years?
I think it's the third year, fourth year, somewhere in there. They've been doing.
How many of these have you done?
I couldn't count. I started putting on conferences in 2016.
Wow.
But I was being invited to conferences several years before that.
Wow.
So it's been in my blood for a while.
Okay. First opening question.
Okay.
Pie or cake?
Apple pie.
Pie. You know what the rule of pie is? When you cut the slice of pie out, take your pie out, whatever falls in there, that's yours. Legally.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you squeeze the sides of it,
That's what I'm saying.
you get more pie.
That's why I like pie.
I like pie.
Okay, so that's a great opener.
That's good.
What in the world got you into Bigfoot?
Same thing as everybody else. 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film.
Okay.
I saw that as a child in a movie theater.
Oh, wow.
My parents took us to Romney, West Virginia to watch this thing. And I walked out of the theater as a child thinking, if there's something in the woods that looks like this, I have to see it for myself.
Okay.
I don't want to live vicariously off of somebody else's stuff. I need to experience it for myself.
Sure.
So it was one of those things where I knew that if what I was seeing was real, there was nothing stopping me from seeing it.
Good for you.
And I haven't stopped. I'm 58 years old. I haven't stopped since.
And how long have you been doing this now?
Since I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Foothills of West Virginia, started looking. My parents hated that they took me to that show.
Sure.
Because even as a kid, this was as a first and second grader in grade school.
Okay.
I get home from school, drop my backpack, and go out in the woods where there was copperheads, rattlesnakes,
Yeah.
bats. Oh, bats.
Oh,
Everything was out there. Every danger existed. And I would be out for hours. And my mother would just sit there and think, I hope he makes it home. But I was outdoors from day one.
okay.
Yep.
Let's say you get your definitive, there it is.
Yep.
What are you going to do next?
If I get definitive evidence that I know is uncontested,
To you.
if it's uncontested to me, it will also be uncontested to the rest of the world. I promise you that.
Okay.
Because I've seen footprints, I've heard tree knocks, vocalizations, I've heard it all. But any one incidence, nobody's been able to bring all of it forward at the same time.
Right.
I want hair samples, I want footprints, I want audio, video, I want everything in one batch.
That would be
That
awesome.
way, you know that they can't pull it apart. And people bring me footprints and say, look, Bigfoot's real. And it's like, no.
It's a footprint.
That doesn't say anything to me. You and I could go out and put footprints in the dirt and make believers out of a lot of people. I could go out in the forest and bang on a tree 3 times and there are people that would swear, that's Bigfoot,
Yeah.
for real. Unless you see Bigfoot knocking on that tree, it's just knocks in the wood. It doesn't mean a thing to me. A howl, a vocalization,
They're
could
cool.
also be duplicated as well.
Yeah.
I'm very, very strict on what I've never come forward and said I have evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Until I have all those in one shot, until I have hair in my hands and video and everything to sustain all that evidence in one shot, You never hear it from me.
So we have a little code. If we ever find a dead Bigfoot,
Yep.
we have a code when we call and say, come look at the furniture or something like that.
Right.
That's code to drop everything, get your butt out here.
Right.
And we're going to figure out, we're working on a execution plan,
Right.
a pre-plan so that in case something weird happens and we get like,
You don't want to say that over a phone.
no,
Nothing you say will ever be unheard.
yeah,
Not with
especially
today's
nowadays.
technology. Yeah. I mean, I could grab your cell phone right now and I could say a bunch of inappropriate things on it for 5 or 10
And I'll
minutes.
get Facebook
start
ads for
showing it up on your feed, which I do to one of my buddies.
Oh, there you go.
I'm relentless. That poor guy. He says, my wife is seeing this stuff. I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Too bad. It's awful.
Oh, I'm making this quick because you
Yep.
get a car. What do you think Bigfoot is?
I think Bigfoot is flesh and blood. I think Bigfoot is something so far back historically, because we all want to say you have the Adam and Eve theory, you have the caveman theory. And we have cavemen, it's there. It's skeletons. We have that. But we also have upright humans that aren't cavemen.
Okay.
So where do they cross?
So where do you do with Ronnie's stuff, all the weirdness? Where do you put it? Do you put it in a box? Do you ignore that box? What do you do?
I shelf it for right now. I shelf it. If he's right, if Ronnie comes forward, I hit the mic. Sorry. If Ronnie comes forward and says, Russ, I saw a spaceship, and it settled down, and this thing came out of it, and it looks and acts and exactly like Bigfoot. This is my evidence, and it's real. Now, if Ronnie's right, I drop all of my flesh and blood theory and I accept that because he has the proof before I do.
Sure.
So I'm not so arrogant that I think that my way is the only way, but it's what I hang my hat on for right now, that I believe it's flesh and blood. I don't think it can go different places, and I don't think that it's interdimensional to where it can just vanish in front of your eyes.
Well, I think that's what's cool about Phenomecon specifically.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Right.
Nobody knows.
And until we have that proof,
Everybody's valid. Everybody's theory.
everybody is wrong until we can prove it.
Exactly. Or everybody's right until you can say you're wrong.
Right.
And so it's really, that's what makes this so fun, because somebody's whacked out idea
might be the furthest thing from what we believe is the truth could actually be real.
Yeah. Or it could be just as real as, and so that's what's so cool about this whole phenomenon.
Right.
And it gives me a reason to at least hike in the woods and try and lose a few pounds.
Yeah. No, I love doing research. I love getting to everybody has that curiosity, but not everybody has the tenacity to go out and, find out why and how. I'm too stubborn to quit. I don't know what quit means.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well,
and I want to be the guy that finds it.
I want, for me, what I want to do, I want for our community, right? Because I got a lot of stories in our community.
Sure.
And a lot of people who've been mocked till the cows come home in our community.
Yeah.
But there's those who say, I'm never going in the woods again in my community because of what they saw.
You couldn't, the worse it scares me, the more I'm going to chase it.
Well, and that's the thing. I personally want to be as honest as I can throughout this whole process and say, here's what I found, here's why I haven't found it, for what it is, but be as honest so I can build a cachet of honesty,
right,
of trustworthiness, and then hopefully someday be able to have something solid that I can confirm for myself as best as I can. I'd like to have video, hair, the whole kit and caboodle, but I want to be able to do that for my community so that the guy who saw that thing on the highway, I can say, you know what? You're right. I saw it too. I've got a sticker that says, I don't believe I know. I haven't put it on my car yet.
Yeah.
I have that sticker.
Yep.
I'm waiting
until you do.
I've made that sticker and I'll give it to anybody who says I know.
Right.
But I don't.
Sadly, and I hate saying these words, but sadly I think it's going to take if somebody finds a body.
Yeah.
If somebody finds a carcass or enough of a skeletal remains that proves that it exists, that's what it's going to take. I hate the idea of thinking that somebody's going to go out and if they see it, they're going to shoot it, kill it, bring it to the forefront. That would be a colossal mistake.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I know you're real. I can.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
I don't need to kill you to tell everybody else, hey, he's real. You know. I think that's the worst way to go about it. But sadly, we're stuck with this other piece of it too. What happens if I prove, you prove, Maria proves that Bigfoot is real? You're going to get those people, those trophy hunters.
Yeah, you
want an alien hanging on their wall, want a Bigfoot hanging on their wall, and then the hunt is on.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep people like that from?
My only trust is that these things have been gone for this long.
Yeah.
That right? Because it's kind of a weird dichotomy there. You want there to be proof,
but then you don't.
But then you don't, because they've done a really good job of hiding so far.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, there are people with so much money and influence that if they know something's in the woods, and if they know they can be the first guy to bag that trophy,
oh my gosh,
they'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, where is the Mona Lisa for real?
Right.
Where is it?
Right.
Are we actually looking at the Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like there'll be those kinds of people that want that can't stop until they have it.
What's in your backpack?
I'll make a video.
I think that would be a really fun video.
I think what I want to do is do a full layout and then just start putting it back in my backpack and show people this is what I.
And these are the rocks.
And these are the rocks. This is the barbell, so I can pump weights when I'm in the woods. No, it's stuff that I have to have. I have to have batteries. I have to have night vision. I have to have a scope to.
I see. I want to talk at some point when you do that video. Talk about this is the thing.
And this is why I use it.
Why I use this.
The problem with that is, which becomes scary, is I use a certain brand of thermal imaging.
Mm-hmm.
And I've reached out to them and said, hey, would you guys like to sponsor me?
Yeah.
They don't even respond.
Yeah.
They're so arrogant, they're not going to respond. So why would there's a part of me that wants to tape it all closed and say, I use thermal imaging, looks like this, not going to give you the brand. I'm not going to promote Harley Davidson if I don't ride one.
Right.
I'm not going to.
I always thought that was silly when you buy a t-shirt that says Nike. You're buying a t-shirt that says Nike.
It's a freaking tennis shoe.
Yeah, but you're paying to advertise for them. That drives me crazy.
I will never have a Harley Davidson decal on my truck, and I've had one since I was 17 years old. I don't advertise for anybody. Most of the time, if you look at my white truck out here, there's nothing on there that says
I'm Russel Acord.
What it is.
Yeah.
Or
what it is. Okay.
Yeah, I'll usually pull the things off the bed.
Okay.
I don't need to advertise for Ford. I'm driving a Ford.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you get. You recognize the body style? Cool. Let's move on. You know, it's just like, I don't want to advertise for anyone unless but you know what? I will say this. I advertise for Grunt Style.
Yeah.
They keep me full of t-shirts. We're looking at doing a promotional thing.
Oh, cool.
And they let me wear it on the show. The first season, Pete used to kind of cover it up. And I said, look, I will always wear the Grunt Style t-shirts. And he said, are you sure? I said, yeah. He said, are you getting anything from them? I said, for right now, t-shirts. He said, okay. And
there you go.
They're seeing them. Well, and I don't wear them because they asked me to. I wear them because I just love the way they fit.
Well, obviously, you were in the Army.
Yep.
How long were you in?
Long time.
Long time. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure everybody says, thank you, Russel Acord.
Oh, my God.
Right? I mean, it's such a weird thing, but it's an honest thing, too.
It's such an honor to have served in the military.
Yeah.
This is the greatest country on earth because I've seen the other ones that aren't so great.
Yeah.
I feel honored and lucky to live here and to be able to have served the country. I mean, this is just the greatest place.
No, it is. And it's sad that people don't recognize that.
They don't.
And they're tearing it down as best they can. But that's another story for another day.
Whole other interview. Oh my God, there's a rabbit hole and a half, right? Yeah.
What kind of beer? Or what do you drink?
I don't drink at all.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. I don't.
I just like beer.
I'm either the funniest guy or the meanest guy in the bar. I'm not going to do either one. So I just gonna leave it alone.
Well, good.
That's a powdered keg I'm not going to play with.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. But pie.
Oh, always eat pie. Are you kidding? Awesome. Homemade apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
With the little crisscrossies on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the Dutch apple pie.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's right.
That's why the rule of pie is so important.
I'm going to start squishing the sides of it to push more in.
That's it. Again, thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening, and thank you for coming and spending a few minutes. I really appreciate
You
it.
got it. Thank you.
It's a hoot. Well, thanks for joining me on that interview with Russel Acord. It was a hoot. He's quite the character. I had a good time and learned a lot about him, both important and silly things. But I hope to be hanging out with him, maybe a little bit more, both at events, as well as I invited him to come here to Florence, Colorado, Fremont County, and we'll go exploring around here, and I could show him some places where people around here have had encounters. Maybe we'll go out and find some evidence of our own. If that happens, I will certainly let you know. I also have some other interviews coming up from Phenomecon. The guys who were produced the new movie, A Flash of Beauty, Paranormal Bigfoot, had a good sit down with them, a little longer interview, and they told their story of how that came about. So stay tuned for that. And I've got some other interviews. So this will be going on for a little bit here. There was a lot happening there. So other than that, stay tuned. Again, subscribe, do all that good stuff, notify, helps with the algorithm, helps us get this stuff out. And if you or anybody you know has had an encounter, whether it's Bigfoot or UFO, let me know. encounters@modernexplorer.me. I'd love to document your story. Until next time, cheers.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises.